Hello everybody and welcome back to Musiology, the Study of Our Muse, with your host, Katie Fritz. And it's been a while and it's a lot to explain why I haven't posted an episode in a while. As you see from the title of this video, we are going to be talking about a heavy topic, but it's a topic that needs to be talked about in order for you to be happy and healthy, I guess. I literally, with my outline for this episode, I literally did not put any bullet points under the two big factors because I just want everything to be personal to me and what I believe. No facts, no nothing. Whatever comes to my mind is what I truly care about at this moment. So that's how this episode will be set up. Now, do you want to know why I've been gone? You probably don't. You're here for the music. It's not me, but I'll just explain. So when I came back from winter break, I said I was going to post another episode. Well, I was getting stressed the fuck out because I was at the getting close to end of semester for my senior year, first semester, and I was behind in work. I need to get caught up. I've been taking a lot more shifts at work, which means I was just falling behind in everything. And I kind of pushed both this podcast and my TikTok to the side. The weird part is, later on, when I got through semester, my worst grade being a B-, otherwise everything else being A's and A-, I still didn't create. And I don't know if it was because I got out of the loop, but then I noticed that all I ever did when I was at home and not doing schoolwork, because I didn't have to worry about it at that moment, was sitting and watching YouTube. Curled up on the bed or on the couch doing nothing but watching YouTube or TV, since WandaVision's out. If you watch WandaVision, if you're a Marvel fan, oh, that shit is whack, but it's so fucking good. But I wanted to do something else, and I noticed that I was just getting into this slump, and I couldn't get out of the said slump. And I knew that one day I'm just going to have to force myself to record a episode of a podcast, to record TikTok videos for me to actually do something with my life. And I know how a lot of people are like, if you are not doing good mentally, you shouldn't do other things, you should relax. But when I'm not doing good mentally, I need to force myself to do things, otherwise I get into a slump and I won't create anything. And I'm a person who loves to create, and when I'm not creating, I'm like, what the fuck do I do now? So I will admit, I haven't been mentally good in these past few weeks. I don't know if it's because of the stress of that end of semester, working, having a play. Our school is actually going to have a school play this year because we can actually make it work with COVID and make it at least somewhat safe. Well, musical wouldn't work because of the aerosols, but we got the play, and I'm happy that's happening. And there seems to be so much going on, stress. I also had my college auditions. That was what I was trying to think about, my college auditions for the musical theater program at the college I am admitted to. But it was just all crashing down on me, and it still is. But I forced myself to get up early. Literally, I am recording this episode the day it will be posted. So I'm it's probably not going to be a long episode because it's already 9 a.m. I have to leave for work around... Probably going to leave earlier because if you don't know, Wisconsin had a big snowstorm today. We probably got more than 5 to 8 inches, I believe. It looks like a freaking winter wonderland out there right now as I see through my window. So I'm probably going to leave for work early, but I will try my hardest to get this episode up. If it's up late, I'm sorry, but shit happens. So yeah, I'm trying to get back with good mental health by doing things that I feel will make me happy and make me feel like I am productive. And one of those things is, if you didn't know, I did make 2 YouTube videos on this channel just called Katie Fritz. Then I took those 2 videos down. I didn't delete them, don't worry. They're still privated on my channel, so I can always re-upload them. But I took those down because I was going to make music. And, you know, I have a podcast about music. I really am passionate about music. But the first song for my said album was supposed to come out on New Year's Eve. I got the drums done, I got the bass recorded, everything like that was recorded. I just had to do vocals, some synthesizer, and some effects, and the song would have been out on New Year's Eve. I went to go open the file, and it wouldn't let me open it. So then I had to do some file coding and all this shit. I don't even know the right terminology for it. And it was completely corrupted. It was all gone. The coding file for the file that it was just said null, 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 null. And there's no way of saving it. And I think that could have been a huge breaking thing for me because I worked so hard and I really wanted to make my own music, but that was a breaking point. I worked so hard on what I had. I didn't want to redo it, so I said, fuck it, I'm not going to finish this album. And that makes me sad because I really wanted to do it. But I didn't know what else to do. And I've been rethinking, like, what do I want to do right now? What's something that's easy? Something that can get me off my ass and do something with my life. Maybe do things I haven't done yet. Make me kind of, like, check things off my bucket list. So, soon, I'm going to be going back to making YouTube videos. I want to try to post them every Wednesday. I don't know why I like Wednesdays for posting days, but for me, I just really like it. And on those Wednesdays, I'm gonna try to post like just videos of me doing shit, whether it's serious content like in an artistic way or sending out a message, or me just doing dumb shit to make people laugh. That's all I really want to do right now. So look out in the future for a YouTube video from me. I'll probably be posting it all over my social media. I'll put the link down to the YouTube channel down below. The whole channel looks kind of stupid right now because I haven't worked on that channel art, but I'm just excited to do something and have a reason to do it. Because sometimes I believe people do things, but they don't have a reason behind it, and then you lose your passion for it. I feel like in the past, I've only made YouTube videos because I like watching YouTube, but I didn't have a reason for the channel itself. I just wanted to honestly become YouTube famous, and that's not a good thing to do. Like, if you ever want to make music, if you ever want to be an actress, if you ever want to be a pro sports player, your main goal / passion shouldn't be just to get famous, which was what mine was. When I made TikToks, I just did it to get through my boredom of quarantine. I didn't even want to be TikTok famous, and I still don't think I am. I have people telling me in real life that I am, but I'm like, it's only like 20,000 followers, and most of them aren't even active on my page. It's just people who followed me because of that one video, and they don't even know who I am, basically. So I don't know. Life just is crazy, I swear. So, I don't know where I was. I kind of lost my train of thought. But the two main bullet points I have for this episode, which I'm just going to probably rant on, is a mental health tied for the listeners, and then mental health tied with the artists themselves. And I've been talking about my life, but like, how does music help me or get me out of a mental health slump or depression slump? Maybe help me through anxiety and all that. And there's just so much behind music. I know many people at my school, when they have to do their big senior projects, some of them choose to do music and like the science behind how it's good for you. But just coming from my own thoughts, music itself can put you in a place which your mind can't do by itself. There are songs that are going to be tied with you emotionally, physically, and mentally. And when you listen to that song, it's going to transport you to a place in time within your memories or a place that you wish you would be in. I know there's a coworker of mine. He's slowly becoming a good friend of mine. His name is Jaden. And he was always like, you need to listen to this song. It's so vibey. It's such a great feel. It just makes you feel like a teenager having fun. And I would listen to some of his songs, and some of it is like, it probably wouldn't be my normal taste in music, not what I would usually play on my Spotify, but some of them hit me, and I'm sitting there and I could just imagine myself being him and living his teenage years. Maybe they're not always sunshines and rainbows, but it's still his teenage years. Him having fun, him being wild and free. And when I would listen to some of those songs, I can really feel who he is. And you gotta understand, there's other people who listen to other types of music. A lot of people, I feel like, don't have music that's really just tied to them and who they are. They just listen to, like, for instance, I have a lot of friends who say, I just listen to whatever on TikTok. There might be something mentally and emotionally attached to that, but I have no other idea unless you just know the TikTok dance, and that's only reason why you listen to the song. But I have other friends who their favorite artist, for instance, is like Tentacio, is that how you say his name? And what's his name? Juice WRLD. And that's not my kind of music, but I know those artists wrote stuff that was deep to them. And a lot of my friends listen to their music to escape their world and sometimes just let their emotions out through the music. And you gotta understand that that's why people listen to music. I have so much artists and songs I listen to from various genres, and a lot of times some of them is just to make me feel so good, like happy, wild, just being reckless. And there's other songs that make me just want to feel vibey and laying down in bed and just chill. There's other songs that I have that I use to just scream at the world, especially when I'm in my car and I'm having a bad day. I use those kinds of artists and music just to let it go. And it's bad, I feel like, sometimes to be emotionally attached to music, sometimes because you're attached then to these certain artists, and sometimes you figure out those artists aren't really good people, but god damn, their music's good. For instance, we all know what's been happening with Brennan Urie. I think that guy is still hella talented in his vocal capability. But we all know, come on, we have to agree that Panic at the Disco's music is much better in their earlier years than it is now. And Brennan Urie has had his bit of controversy, especially when quarantine hit. It started to rise. I don't know why. Maybe people were just getting too bored and needed to see some spice in their life. But I think he could be a good guy. I'm not fully sure. I don't live with him, so how the hell am I supposed to know how he is, you know? But that's like one thing. I somewhat listen to them. Falling in Reverse. I know Ronnie Radke hasn't had the greatest history ever, but I've heard he's trying to better himself. Which, let me just say this right now. People always hate on celebrities for little shit they do. There's this one girl on TikTok who's 16 years old. Yes, she posts way too much body positivity, like it's good, but it started getting a bit repetitive. Like, I hope she figures out something else to do with her account. But she started getting shit because she traveled during the pandemic. And I'm okay with people traveling during the pandemic if they are being safe. If they're being on the plane, wearing their mask at all time, barely taking it down. Even double masking is a good idea. Because people still have to work. People still have to do all this shit. If they traveled to, for instance, a very corona-invested city, they had to take extra precautions. But I know people who are just traveling to go to a small, remote place in an Airbnb, in a hotel, or somewhere there. They're just going to be kind of in their own little world and away from everybody else, but it's a good way for them just to get out of the house. Plus, you gotta understand, people, that we still have jobs to do, and some of us have to travel for those said jobs. She had to travel to go see a place that she and some other TikToker were planning on buying, and then I think it went down south, especially because they are young. But damn, people, stop hating on others just for something, especially if they're not bad people. Charlie D'Amelio keeps getting shit, and she's just here making fun TikToks. Okay, what if she vapes? She's human. We all have done stuff with our bodies that probably have not been good for us. And then what? She got the whole 100 million thing. Like, she just got misread. She's young. There are so many worse people in the Hollywood world, in the music industry, in the YouTube world, the social media, but we just overlook them because we're going to hate on the more popular ones. Sad fact. Anyways, back to music. It's sometimes hard to get emotionally attached to music because the artist, if they are a bad person, or if it gets too emotionally attached. I'll get a bit personal with this one, but the song You Raise Me Up by Josh Groban, I don't like listening to that song. Josh Groban is an amazing artist, but I've noticed anytime I listen to that song, I literally start bawling. The reason being is I tied that song with my grandpa's funeral. My grandpa passed away due to lung cancer. And with my family, ever since my grandpa passed away, it's been a rolling effect where a lot of family members have been passing. I didn't have to deal with a family death because the last family death we had was when I was a literal infant, like I just was born. And nobody else passed away, or nobody that was at least close to me passed away, but after my grandpa, a lot of other people did. And so it was kind of like my first ever funeral. I did not know what to expect. It was hard for me. And I still have this mindset. It's a horrible mindset. I know it's like saying men shouldn't cry. Well, I kind of had that mindset where I shouldn't cry in public. I shouldn't show my emotions. So I like literally suppressed myself with not wanting to cry. But then they played the song and I let a tear or two down. And the whole idea of my grandpa passing away didn't really hit me until weeks after. And then it just kind of sat with me that he wasn't going to be there for another Christmas, another birthday, another Packer game. He just wasn't going to be there. And a couple of months, pretty long ago, I listened to the song for the first time again, right before I went to bed. And I completely broke down. I think I listened to that song the day he passed away, which was like June 7th. So there are songs out there where it's attached to people. And sometimes you just don't want to have that memory attached anymore because, damn, it's just so heartbreaking. But then, damn, there's other songs that you keep to yourself that just make you fucking happy. The song Cooler Than Me by Mike Posner. When I sing that song, I just remember myself being young, living back in my old town, or driving to baseball games for my brother in the summer, and just mouthing or singing that song and trying to be the coolest ass bitch in the town. Let's go. So it's like songs can be attached to you emotionally and sometimes make you sad and not want to rethink a memory you don't want to think about. But there are other good feel songs that just, for instance, attached to your childhood. And I hate saying childhood because I'm not even 18 yet, but I do have a sense of a childhood. And I know that, in like 2 months, 2 months, I'll be turning 18. I'll be finally an adult. Holy shit, I'm gonna be an adult. I'm gonna have to do adult things. But yeah. And I know many of you out there probably have artists in music that just attached to you. For instance, when I got into rock music, I really started to listen to like all rock, from what my dad listened to when he was young to the newer stuff and whatever people liked. Honestly, I just listened to it to involve myself and surround myself with rock, 'cause I really started to like the genre. And recently I got back into the 80s glam scene because of the movie The Dirt. I don't want to say I became a Motley Crue fan just because of the Dirt and I only like Kickstart My Heart. No, I used to listen to their music. I never got really into it because I just listened to whatever was on my radio station, 106.5, The Buzz, and they played everything from new to old. So of course I heard Kickstart My Heart, Same Old Situation, Wild Side, what's another one? Shout at the Devil. All of those songs I listened to, but I never really associated with the band. I was just like, damn, this is some good songs from the good period. Same with Guns N' Roses. Like, I knew the band, didn't really get into their history and shit like that. I just listened to the songs. Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, Patience, Knocking on Heaven's Door, Civil War, all of those songs. But after I listened to, I watched The Dirt, I kind of just was like, holy shit. Life was different back then. And I'm not saying I want to go back to a time where people were doing drugs 24/7 and drinking and going to strip clubs like how Motley Crue was. But just a time where people can just be reckless and not have to worry about the consequences too much because you don't have fucking social media to spread rumors and shit. So I was like, I think I fell in love with the band, but I also fell in love with the time period that they rose to stardom in, because it's just amazing. That's why I also love people like David Bowie, Prince, Madonna, Fleetwood Mac, all of those people. Like, if I could just go back to that time, oh my, before social media. But then again, if it isn't for social media, I wouldn't be doing this right now. Am I wrong? No, I am not wrong. So music can sometimes connect to a memory. Sometimes it can connect to past and decades. And sometimes people just like other decades. I'm not going to say I like the 50s and 60s because of racism. I'm going to say I like it due to the simplicity, the fact of like their home decor. Because always people are like, well, if you really want to go back to this time period, there was this and this going on. They didn't even have like LGBT rights. There was still a bit of racism. I'm like, shit, we still have that shit right now. And I'm not going to say this time period is better than this time period, but like, to be honest, if I could go to a time period before social media, I think it'd be just a bit better. Social rights, probably not better than right now, but just imagine a life without having to worry about sending streaks on Snapchat. Like, jeez. Anyways, I'm going to get to the second big topic, which is mental health tied with the artist. And a big reason why artists make their music is not, and sometimes the pop industry or in those bigger industries, they force these people to make music and not even the music they want to make. Like, ugh. If you like K-pop, that's fine because you like the people, but that industry is so toxic. I remember seeing a video of a K-pop star who just wanted to eat. Literally, they barely even let her have one gummy bear. They try to take away presents from fans. And whenever they try to eat, they'll just snatch it out of their hands because they want them to stay skinny. That ain't right. That's fucking toxic as hell. And I'm not going to say that's as strict as it is in the US. We still have a lot of limitations on those types of pop stars who make music just for the industry and the companies. But there are so many small artists or artists who said fuck you to their record labels and said, we're going to make the music we want to make. And another reason why I like Motley Crue is that they can make the music they want to. Not all the times are the songs going to be hit home like Motley Crue. Jeez. I still can't believe I vibed to a song that's basically sexual assault to a minor. Not really sexual assault, but like, bro, you can't really get it on with what, a 15-year-old? Come on, Nikki. I know you're better now, but bro. But that drum line do be sketchy though, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, but there are so many artists out there who make music that just ties in with their emotions, and that's the best thing about music, is that it's an art form. When artists paint and there's no sketch drawn before, they're just putting whatever emotion they put onto a canvas. It's just like an artist who is scrambling as they write their lyrics and then putting some instrumentals behind it, and boom, they got a song. Like, you know what song always hits my heart? And also because I love the artist, he's fucking hilarious, and his voice is absolutely angelic, is Louis Capaldi. I've definitely talked about it before in past episodes, but his voice is just angelic. And the song Someone Isn't a Someone You Loved, I want to cover that song because I don't think I could match his emotional ability, but damn, it's just, it moves me. It absolutely moves me. And I love it so much. Ah, God. And that's why I just want to listen to songs that you know the artist is really putting themselves out there, because then you're getting an inside look. And then if you connect with those lyrics, you know you connect with that artist, and you know you're not alone. Another song by an artist I really love is Machine Gun Kelly. A song that hits home to me, even though it's really, really more personal to him because the lyrics literally shout at him, is Lonely. But like I was talking about with my grandpa passing away, and then I had like my great-grandma, my grandma, one of my great uncles, and just so many more have passed away in the past, 4 years? It's gonna be going on 5 years. But with that song, it talks about him and his father and his aunt passing away, two big guardians in his life. And it talks about how it feels like even when they're gone, or even when people are around you, you still feel lonely. And I am always like that. I'll be out in public. I'll be out with my set of friends or acquaintances at school, and I'll just be sitting there. They'll be talking and laughing and having a great time, but you're just kind of like sitting there. And you feel lonely. And that shit happens. Not gonna lie, but it does. And when I was thinking about it and trying to put the lyrics with myself, when you lose somebody, it's like you feel as if they are sitting next to you, especially when you're at their funeral. You feel like they're sitting next to you, but you know they're not. And it just makes you feel lonely. Even if you're surrounded by family and friends who are grieving, you still feel lonely. So when I listen to that song, especially when I'm in a bad mood, I just scream the lyrics because I have the Tickets to My Downfall CD in my car. So like if I'm too lazy to plug my phone and I just want to get home, I don't want to be searching through songs on Spotify. Or like the radio is not playing any songs, because sometimes all 6 of my stations literally just have ads on. I'm like, fuck you. So then I go to the disc, and if I'm having a bad day, I go to, I think it's track 7, and I just scream the lyrics out. Even though Machine Gun Kelly has a more monotone voice, but like it works for the pop punk kind of thing. So it's okay, Machine Gun Kelly. You may not have a vocally amazing range, but damn, you are good for punk rock. So yeah, but I really wish every musical artist out there made music with their own emotions. But sadly, that's not how it works. Because I am gonna say, good. I give a pat on the back for songwriters. But if the artist themselves isn't working directly with those songwriters, and then the songwriters just write whatever the fuck they want, and then it doesn't have any emotion towards those artists, and I kind of just don't give a shit anymore about whatever the song is. If it's catchy, then maybe I might bop to it, but there's no connection for me. I don't know if that's how it works for other people, but it is for me. And sometimes these artists are like us, and they get into bad slumps, like how I am right now. And they might write a song, and it'll be really sad. And you gotta understand, this is their therapy. My therapy is to listen to music. My therapy is to create or do something artistically inclined. And that's how it is for these musicians, is to let it go. Fuck, I had Elsa just pop in my head. But like I was talking about Motorleague, one of my favorite bands. Nikki Sixx? Shit, that man has so much childhood drama, and he wanted to make rock music so he can do something with his life that he likes. And he put a lot of his emotion. One of my favorite songs by Motley Crue is Primal Scream. And it's just one of those songs, so I feel like Nikki Sixx is finally just letting out his emotion about his childhood, saying fuck you to his dad for leaving him, fuck you to his mom for not taking care of him, and letting all of his stepdads step all over him. This is just a fuck you to everybody who treated him like shit, and just letting out that anger you have inside of you. So people do that. There are people out there, musicians out there, who make music for themselves and their way of therapy at the same time. So, final thoughts. I put down 2 bullet points. Sometimes we aren't okay, and so are the artists. And that's totally fine. No human is ever going to be 100% fine and dandy for the rest of their lives. Except there's just one person I know in school who's literally like the most like happiest person, but also very apologetic person, but like always happy. And if you're watching this podcast, you probably know who you are. You should know who you are, because you literally are abolished sunshine. I don't know how the hell you do it, but we will, as humans, will never always be okay. And that's fine. But the only thing you need to understand is that you'll never be alone in that situation. Like, if you are so depressed, don't feel like, oh, I'm the only one who feels like this. Hell no, because I'll join you in your depressed section. You want to get a blanket and cuddle up and then just watch stuff, but not really watch it, but zone out, and then maybe let a tear slip out. Yes, let's do that together, because I'll join you any time of the day. Any day and any time. Let's do it. And the other bullet point I had was, like I said, never give up, and instead just listen to your favorites, because even if you are in your darkest moment, just imagine listening to one of your favorite artists, listening to one of your favorite songs. After you're done listening to it, just know, if you give up right now, you'll never be able to listen to that song again. So keep your head up high and know that there's always going to be a tomorrow. That's what I'm telling myself. And let me just say, I'm not suicidal right now. I'm just in a slump. I'm just saying, for other people out there who might be having those kind of thoughts, keep your head up high. Because I know I still want you here. Still want you here. You may not be happy, but know that one day there'll be a smile on your face. You might find the perfect person, whether that be a best friend or a soulmate. You might one day get like a pet, like a dog or a cat, or even an unconventional pet, like a reptile, who might become your best friend. There might be a new artist, a new TV show, movie that might come out. And you might join a new fandom and find new friends there. There's always a tomorrow, guys. And know that even if you're in a slump like me, you gotta find what makes you truly happy. And for me, like I said, it's creating. I'm gonna be making YouTube videos. I'm gonna make more TikToks. I'm just gonna have fun with my life and do things that'll make me happy. I'm not gonna force myself into friendships. I'm not gonna force myself to do things that I do not want to do, because I found out that I'm the most important person. Because in the end, yes, your friends can be like family, but they can leave you high and dry. Yes, family comes first, but sometimes yourself comes first. That might sound selfish, but you're the one who's living in your own mind and body. If you keep pushing yourself aside, who's going to help you? You are going to have to help yourself at some point, so do that for yourself. So I'm sorry if this episode is way too heavy for a comeback, but I feel like I just need to let everything out. This is my therapy session right now. Not really therapy, but just kind of letting out everything that's been on my mind and putting it into the world. So I'm also just doing this so I can get back on track on making podcast episodes, but hopefully next time I don't do it literally, almost 2 hours before it should go up. Oops. Anyways, let's just get through this. I'm going to do the birthdays from this past week, so let's get through it. I did this also late at night, so I didn't get that many artists. I literally typed this up at midnight, so let's go. Monday, on January 25th, Little Mosey, which I think his music just got popular recently on like TikTok. He turned 19. Callum Hood, if you don't know, is the bassist of 5 Seconds of Summer, turned 25. Alicia Keys, who is literally amazing on both vocals and piano, turned 40, and Jack Fuller, guitarist of Sleeping with Sirens, has turned 30. So happy birthday, guys. On Tuesday, January 26th, Eddie Van Halen would have turned 66. A man who shredded the guitar so beautifully is not with us anymore. But he will be in our memories, and he will be in our heads 24/7 as Jump is just playing throughout you, man, or Hot for the Teacher, or Panama, or any other great Van Halen song. Then on Wednesday, January 27th, this is a throwback. I literally do mean a throwback to the 17th century. Is Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Would be, theoretically, because we know nobody's going to live through this long unless we make some advancement in the future. 265 years old. I don't know why, but I thought it was going to be so much older than it actually is. Like, thinking about that he was only dead for 265 years, like, it doesn't seem, like, to me it doesn't seem like a big number. It might be for you, but then you gotta think about it in actual, like, human years. That is a long time. I don't know, that's just weird to me. When I did the math, I thought it'd be longer. I don't know. But happy birthday, guys. Thursday, January 28th, J. Cole turned 36. That is a typo, stupid phone, but Maluma, that Latin rapper, I think it's Maluma, turned 27, and Joey Fatone Jr. from NSYNC turned 44. Happy birthday, guys. Then on Friday, January 29th, Adam Lambert, the man with amazing vocals and now the lead vocalist for Queen, turned 39. And Rag and Bone Man, if you don't know the song Human, then go and listen to it, because that song, man, that's so good, turned 36. On Saturday, January 30th, Kid Cudi, which I'll admit, his music is very, very good. I forgot he's the one that did Day and Night and did Pursuit of Happiness, turned 37. And Phil Collins, do. I feel it coming in the air tonight, turned 70. You know, the guy who has one of the best fucking, what's the name, the best fucking drum solos in the goddamn universe, turned 70. And happy birthday to you too. And lastly, on Sunday, January 31st, today, Justin Timberlake turns the big 40. So happy birthday, Justin, and happy birthday to the rest of you guys from this past week. And now you know, we go on to the new release of the week, and the artist on the rise, or should be on the rise. So the new release of the week, I literally did not have anything for this. So I went on the new rock like playlist on Spotify, I just shuffled randomly, and then I got this song, and the beginning of it really caught me, and I listened to the rest of it, and it's really freaking good. It's called Dischordia by the Motorleague and Byrne. I don't know, but damn, that song was good. It was catchy. So if you like standard rock music, I feel like you would love this song. And then the artist on the rise, or should be on the rise. This artist should be on the rise. I'm just saying this right now because they were my first ever concert I've ever gone to. It's the only concert I've ever gone to. It was only $15. And the drummer used to be part of Falling in Reverse. And the bassist / lead singer used to be the traveling bassist for Panic at the Disco. And that is, I don't know how, but they found me. Dallin Weeks and Ryan Seaman are just freaking geniuses in their music. And the reason why I picked them for Should Be on the Rise is because the song Leave Me Alone is stuck in my head 24/7, and it's such a me thing. Like, just leave me alone, for God's sakes. Go away. And another song that I really like about them is Social Club, because I think that's a song that really sticks in my head from the concert, because when I went to go see this band live, Social Club was not released yet, and but they still performed it, and Dallin came down into the crowd and like split up the crowd, and at the time my brother's girlfriend pushed me to the front, so I was standing literally not even an inch away from Dallin Weeks, and that dude, he's like 6'4", right? I am 5'2" or 5'3" on a good day, so when I saw him, I'm like, holy shit. I was literally like looking up the whole time, and I'm doing like my lookup right now, but I know you guys can't see my face. But it was, that song just sticks in my head with me just because of that moment. And then I wrote down Choke because I think that was the first ever song I listened to by them, and I knew that this band was gonna be great. And another song I love just because the bass line is so fucking good is Do It All the Time. And it literally came out just after I saw the band live, but they didn't perform it live, but then they started performing live for the rest of the tour, and I got so pissed because I wanted to see this song perform live. But anyways, that's our new release of the week, and artist on the rise, or should be on the rise. And you guys know what comes after this. It's the end of the podcast. As you guys know, my social medias are down below. My TikTok is katie.fritz, like with a period, and then my Instagram and Twitter is just I am Katie Fritz, all lowercase, because I don't think any social media handle can be uppercase. I don't know. Maybe Facebook? Does Facebook count in this situation? I don't know. But yeah, I'm happy to be back. I will try to stay back on schedule as much as possible, but you know, sometimes we're human, we procrastinate, we forget to do things on time, but I will try my best because I miss doing this. I miss just sitting down and talking. I literally have not taken a sip of my coffee since I started recording. And I probably should end this off soon because I still got to do a little bit of editing, and I still got to post it up and upload it to YouTube and do my promoting and shit like that. So I just want to say thank you guys, if you guys got to the end, for listening, for coming back for another episode. I'll be back next week, Sunday at noon. That's when I try to post these episodes because, you know, it's kind of a wrap-up of the week. This is kind of like a news or just a sit-down chit-chat of everything music. And I will also put down below the YouTube link for my YouTube channel for my near future where I start making YouTube videos, because I'm just excited to do it, you guys. I'm excited to just finally have creative fun again. So, thank you guys for listening. I hope to advance this podcast in the future. I really want to get some face cam going up in here. I'm going to try to get a Spotify up now, because now I don't have to worry about making music yet. I'm going to push that whole adventure into the future, but especially after I take music theory and all this stuff and I can actually understand music in a whole. So yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for coming back, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.